Imagine a future where your passport is just a QR code and your fingerprint unlocks your entire life. How do we really prove who we are when physical documents become relics? We're exploring how your digital self, from biometrics to blockchain, reshapes everything you know about identity. This is Digital Identity versus Physical Documents, Proving Who You Are in Web4. The driver's license and passport have defined trust for decades, tangible, stamped, and familiar. But in a hyper-connected Web4 world, paper and plastic are starting to look fragile. A photo can be faked, a document forged, and a signature duplicated with consumer-grade tools. Even physical security features struggle, and high-resolution scanners and printers are everywhere. Biometric verification, on the other hand, confirms who you are by measuring you, your face, your voice, your fingerprints. Even biometrics are at risk. AI can copy faces and voices with uncanny accuracy. So if paper isn't enough, and biometrics can be faked, what comes next? Enter your digital twin, a persistent identity across the Web4 ecosystem. Instead of siloed accounts and passwords, Web4 imagines a single, adaptable identity that travels with you from app to app, world to world. On the back end, that identity can be anchored by decentralized identifiers and verifiable credentials stored on blockchain. Each credential, your degree, your license, your membership, is cryptographically signed and instantly verifiable anywhere. This is the age of self-sovereign identity, where you own your data and decide what to reveal and when. Want to prove you're over 18 without sharing your full birth date and address? Self-sovereign systems make it possible. And because your identity is portable, switching platforms doesn't mean starting over with new logins and KYC checks. But when this digital twin becomes the key to everything, money, travel, healthcare, the stakes explode. Imagine walking through border control where your digital passport is scanned in milliseconds. No stamps, no counters, no queues. Now imagine the system going down, or your credential failing to sync. Suddenly, you exist in the database, but not at the gate. This is Web4's identity paradox, seamless when it works, brutal when it breaks. The same conflict plays out online when proving age, income, or qualifications. Traditional sites still demand photos of physical IDs, while newer systems lean on anonymous digital attestations. But what happens when the keys to your digital twin fall into the wrong hands? A stolen wallet is bad, but a stolen digital identity can redirect your money, your records, even your voting rights. In Web4, a breach isn't just about one account. It's about the entire fabric that says you are you. AI-powered deepfakes are turning faces and voices into editable files, making impersonation easier than ever. Biometric systems that once felt bulletproof now face synthetic identities built to fool them. To fight back, defenders are layering behavior, device patterns, and continuous checks on top of one-time logins. And looming over everything is quantum computing, threatening to crack today's encryption like it's a simple password. That's why researchers are racing to deploy quantum-resistant cryptography before the wave hits. Built into decentralized identity, these tools could safeguard your credentials for decades to come. But technology alone doesn't decide who we trust. Governments, platforms, and people will all shape who issues IDs, who verifies them, and who's accountable when it all goes wrong. For all the futuristic tech, identity is still a human story. Billions of people still depend on paper documents, with limited access to smartphones, connectivity, or even reliable power. If digital identity becomes mandatory, the digital divide could turn into an identity divide. Future systems have to be inclusive by design, offline capable, multilingual, and friendly to low-end devices. User experience will make or break adoption. If identity tools feel confusing or invasive, people simply won't trust them. Ethics sits at the center: consent, data minimization, and the right to stay partially anonymous in a world that wants full transparency. In Web4, the definition of you stretches across avatars, wallets, and records. But your dignity and agency must stay non-negotiable. Because if identity stops serving people, it stops being worth trusting at all. The end of physical documents isn't the end of identity. It's just the next chapter. The real question is whether you'll still control what your digital passport, your biometrics, and your credentials say about you. If this future of Web4 identity got you thinking, hit like, subscribe, and share this with someone who still loves their plastic ID. And stay tuned. We're just getting started on how Web4 could rewrite money, work, and even citizenship itself.